Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm making my predictions for this Sunday's AEW pay-per-view Dynasty. We'll start things off on the 0 hour in a winner-take-all trios match where we'll see the AEW Trios champions, the Acclaimed and Daddy Ass, take on the Ring of Honor 6-man champions in Bullet Club Gold. My pick in this match is for Bullet Club Gold to walk out with all the gold and become the new AEW World Trios champions and retain their 6-man tag team titles. I hope with Bullet Club Gold winning this, they can get back on their momentum and back on track to where they were when Collision was beginning, to where Jay White was looked at as one of the guys who would carry it. And I hope this is a combination of the titles that they're merged into one, because it doesn't feel like we need two sets of 3-man tag team championships running around between Ring of Honor and AEW. I also think it'd be a good idea to keep Bullet Club Gold just on Collision, to where they're defending these 6-man trios titles over there, and that I think most of Ring of Honor is taped when Collision is going on, to where you can maybe bounce them onto a Ring of Honor every now and then to feed that audience, and to maybe bring up a Ring of Honor team to put them on Collision so more people could see them and help out with the rest of the roster. So this Sunday night, I think things start off with Bullet Club walking out with all the gold. So now on to the main card. So we're going to start things off on the main card with a match for the TBS Championship where Julia Hart will be putting her title on the line against Willow Nightingale. I made a short hype video for this match that was uploaded today at 9 a.m. You can watch that right here. And also check out the other short hype videos that I've done for all these pay-per-views and PLEs in the past. So in this match, going into it, I felt like it could go either way. It's where Willow could win and she faces Mercedes at Double or Nothing. And I also thought Julia Hart could win and face Mercedes at Double or Nothing, to where there's already, this would be like a new feud. They haven't had a thing together. It's kind of being teased that someone's turning off the lights and attacking Mercedes. That could easily just be explained as Julia Hart. But then the reports come out that Julia Hart got hurt in a Rampage match last week. And then we see last night on Dynamite, she's not really in the match that much. Willow Nightingale got attacked beforehand. She didn't really do much. And I also noticed in her previous matches, she had her shoulder taped. And then last night, there was just nothing there. So I'm wondering if this could be a Jamie Hayter situation where she goes into the match where there's nothing really hinted at going in, and then she just gets demolished and loses, and that's why. I would have picked Julia Hart here to win and face Mercedes at Double or Nothing, because I thought that'd be the way to end this title run, but I'm not getting burned twice with the injury stuff, and I think the injury is going to play a role here, and I think Willow Nightingale will become the new TBS champion. I mean, I'm thinking now, like, just with the injury, this couldn't have fallen in at a better time if you were to have an injury, to where Willow and Mercedes have an already built-in feud that you can pull in on and show people that Mercedes was in this match with her. She got hurt, she blames Willow for it and almost ended her career, and just play that up. And I also think that going into this, it'd be good if Mercedes say that she negotiated in her contract that she got a shot for this title, and that's what made her choose AEW, kind of push off the money stuff, even though that's what everyone in the world is going for, it seems. And I think that'll be our women's TBS championship match at Double or Nothing, where we'll see the new champion Willow Nightingale take on her old foe Mercedes Moné. So now on to match number 3 of the evening, and that'll be for the AEW International Championship, where we'll see Roderick Strong put his title on the line against Kyle O'Reilly. For this feud, with it being set up to where Roderick Strong's told Kyle O'Reilly, you can't do this on your own, I think the numbers game of the Undisputed Kingdom will play a factor, and I believe Roderick Strong will be retaining the AEW International Championship in this match. I could see this being used as everyone who's faced Roderick Strong, the numbers game wasn't on their side, and then eventually we get some type of multi-man match for this international title where Orange Cassidy comes back into the fold potentially, Kyle O'Reilly gets another chance, and then maybe 1 or 2 more challengers, to where now things are kind of evened up to where it's 4-on-4 with the Kingdom guys and these other challengers. I also think of a kind of fun idea to do with Roderick Strong. It's kind of not an open challenge concept, where he takes on who's ever 5th in the title rankings. So this way it looks like, oh, he's taking the easiest way out because he's facing the guy who's 5th, but in all reality he's facing one of the top 5 challengers for a title in AEW, and I think this could help out with the international title, do something slightly different than what we're seeing with Adam Copeland doing with the TNT title, and play into the rankings to help people figure that out more and more. And now on to match number 4, and that'll be an FTW title match and an FTW rules match where we'll see Hook put his championship on the line against Chris Jericho. Please, for the love of God, have Hook demolish Chris Jericho in 5 minutes and retain the FTW championship here. There are very few things in the wrestling world that bring people together to where it's universally one opinion is pretty much the loudest and the most known out of all of it. And the one that I think and I agree with the most is we don't need to see Chris Jericho for a long time right now. And I think this could be used and help out Hook even more to where he goes into another title mix, maybe says, hey, I'm done with this FTW title, Dad. Here you go. It's yours now, pal. See you later. And he jumps into a international or TNT title picture mix. Or if Okada wasn't the Continental Champion right now, I think Hook doing that would be phenomenal. I also think him demolishing Chris Jericho, with that being the write-off for Chris Jericho for a long time, could use as killer Hook instinct he's got right now, to where people are like, oh shit, he just knocked the hell out of Chris Jericho, what could happen to me? And we just see that week after week to where he's just running through people until he gets into the upper echelon challengers. So hopefully in this match on Sunday, we'll see Hook retain the FTW championship and send Chris Jericho on his merry way. So now on to the next match, and that'll be for the AEW World Tag Team Championships in a ladder match, where we'll see the Young Bucks take on FTR. This was another match at the start where I could have really saw it going either way, to where FTR win it. It kind of puts this Young Bucks rivalry to bed for now. They're up 3-1 in this unofficial series, and they move on, and we see a new mix of tag teams in there, like they were trying to do a little bit on Collision, where we saw like the Infantry pop up. But I just think the Young Bucks are going to become the new AEW World Tag Team Champions here, defeating FTR in this ladder match. I do think we could see Jungle Boy Jack Perry make his triumphant return to AEW to strike while this stuff is fresh in everyone's mind. I kind of would like to just see him pop up on Dynamite actually and be the fourth man in the Elite, and he sits down in the middle of the ring like someone we used to see on this program and cut some promos maybe. And I also think the Bucks could blame Kenny for him being gone for so long, because he's the other EVP and he just got kicked out of the Elite, or build into that, make a little sense here, people. But I think the Bucks win these tag titles, and then the rumors of the Motor City Machine Guns come in. I think that could easily be a feud. I would like to see them like kind of build up into that instead of just be like, we're coming for you, because it kind of feels like how Mercedes has been portrayed so far. I can also see the Young Bucks clinging on to the rankings, going, we are only going to take on the #1 tag team in those rankings at every pay-per-view or a special event kind of deal, to where it's though we adhere to the rankings more than any champion. We just don't take things all willy-nilly and just play off of like what people say on the internet with them. Perfect. So that's why I believe the Young Bucks will become the new AEW World Tag Team Champions this Sunday night at Dynasty. So now on to match number 6 of the show, and that'll be for the AEW Continental Championship, where Kazuchika Okada will be putting his title on the line against Pac. Not a lot of brainstorming going into this match. I think this is going to be a 15-minute melt your face off match of the evening, and I think Kazuchika Okada will be retaining his championship, keeping the Continental title. I think with Okada keeping the Continental Championship, I think this shows the stark contrast between the Bucks and him, to where he's in like the pure wrestling title on this show. Meanwhile, his teammates in the Elite, the Bucks, are just using underhanded tactics left and right, fucking around to keep their belts. And I think there's a nice dynamic there. And we all know one day, hopefully soon, the Okada Omega match is going to happen and everyone's going to lose their mind, just like they've had in the past. So now on to match number 7 of the evening, and that'll be a trios match where we'll see the team of Adam Copeland, Eddie Kingston, and Mark Briscoe take on the House of Black. Now, I think this match could and should be used as a kind of make a feud for the TNT title situation, and I think the House of Black defeating the team of Copeland, Kingston, and Briscoe would be the call and is my pick in this trios match. I could see this being that after Copeland's team loses, either you can have him eat the pin from Malachi, to where it's like, oh shit, Malachi is going to come and take that title, or you just have Eddie Kingston do it. It looks like he's on a I'm losing all the titles world tour, so we could see that maybe. So then week after week we see Adam Copeland versus Brody King for the title, or just in a regular match. Then we see Buddy Matthews step up to the plate, takes on Copeland, leading to the hopefully epic collision between Malachi Black and Adam Copeland for the TNT title, to where I think there's a real possibility Malachi Black becomes a singles champion in AEW. And for that to happen, I think the House of Black would need to get a win this Sunday at Dynasty. So now on to match number 8, and that is for the AEW Women's World Championship, where Timeless Toni Storm will be putting the title on the line against Thunder Rosa. I think that in this match, that Thunder Rosa, I've never lost the title thing goes to an end, to where she is defeated here and Timeless Toni Storm retains the AEW Women's Championship. We all see that this Mina Shirakawa and Mariah May and Toni Storm thing is going to come to a head, more than likely at Forbidden Door, but we all think that the Timeless Toni Storm and Mariah May situation is going to come to a head sooner than later. And I think that could be where this next little run for Toni Storm goes. And I also think that Thunder Rosa won't be just like discarded. She'll have another feud. I think her and Deonna Purrazzo are going to come together and feud over, hey, we could have helped each other and one of us could have gotten this away from Toni Storm, but we were too headed, or we were too like caught up in our moment, and now neither of us have the title, so we're going to go through each other to get another chance at the title. I also think the seeds could be planted for guess what? I'm going to start the rumor to this day right now. It hasn't started yet, but I'm going to do it. This could be where the seeds are planted for a women's blood and guts match this year, right in July. There's no pay-per-view for AEW. Maybe this is where the women finally get inside the 2-ring double cage. I think the teams would be headed up by like Toni Storm and Mariah May together on one side, Thunder Rosa, Deonna Purrazzo on the other. You could easily fill out 3 more people on each team, but that would be in July. But I think on this April evening, Toni Storm will be retaining her Women's Championship, defeating Thunder Rosa. So now on to our co-main event of the evening, where we'll see Will Ospreay take on Bryan Danielson. I believe this will be our 30-minute melt your face off match of the evening, and I believe that the Billy Goat Will Ospreay will take his spot on the throne as the greatest wrestler in AEW, defeating Bryan Danielson here at Dynasty. Now with Ospreay defeating Danielson here, where does Will Ospreay go next? I could see maybe a full-on split with the Don Callis family, like I mentioned last month, to where like he takes Fletcher and Hobbs with him, or does Fletcher and they go off on their own, and United Empire comes stateside basically, where Ospreay and Aussie Open come together here in America. But the more I start thinking about it, I think Will Ospreay going for an international title or a TNT title, whichever one. I think he can do this with the international title. It kind of fits with him being from overseas, him being an international talent. I think him becoming the international champion could be the move, and what could be used just like the international title was used to main event All Out last year, and just like the TNT title was used to main event Wrestle Dream. But I think Will Ospreay main eventing All In as international champion, or even going for the international championship, could be in the cards for the Aerial Assassin. So now on to our main event of the evening for the AEW World Championship. Samoa Joe putting his title on the line against Swerve Strickland. This will also be the second shorts hype video of the pay-per-view. That'll be up tomorrow at 9 a.m. If you want to see the Julia Hart Willow one, it's right up there. It'll be in the same playlist, and that'll be up tomorrow at 9 a.m. But for this match, I think I predicted to happen last month at Revolution happens here at Dynasty, and Swerve Strickland becomes the new AEW World Champion. This match at Dynasty feels like a make or break moment for Swerve for right now, to where it's do or die, to where if he loses, he's not getting another chance for the rest of the year, and he goes to the back of the line and hopefully would get another chance at it. He'd be able to get back to the front of the line, get another crack at the world title. But I think the move is to get Swerve the world title here at Dynasty and to go on a run with it for a decent amount of time. That's why the Ospreay idea came to mind, to where we all thought this goes from Joe to Swerve to Ospreay All In, to where maybe Ospreay's off in another title picture and Swerve goes on a decent run with this world championship, leading into Wrestle Dream in Tacoma at the Tacoma Dome, to where maybe we see him and Bryan Danielson, 2 of Washington's favorites, square off for AEW's most prestigious prize. And I think there could and would be enough fuel to get Swerve to be on a very good title reign, a very interesting title reign to that match in October, November. Like, we know eventually him and Hangman are going to fight again. They're destined to fight forever. The feud that I think a lot of people forgot that the seeds are kind of planted to, whenever MJF popped back up, him and Swerve, one run at it, that could be another feud. We have Forbidden Door, so he takes on legitimately anyone from New Japan. That can be another month Maybe if Keith Lee heals from his injuries, he comes back, gets hot, gets moving, and boom. Him and Swerve finally put it to bed for the AEW World Championship, though, this time. So I think things would be easily laid out for Swerve to run for this title for a long time, and I think he is finally given the keys and will actually make AEW his house this Sunday at Dynasty. So that'll do it for my predictions for Dynasty. Leave your thoughts in the comments section below. Don't forget to watch the short for the Julia Hart and Willow Nightingale match, and come back tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern for the main event short hype video for Swerve vs. Samoa Joe. Also, leave your thoughts in the comments section below. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you like what I'm doing on this channel and want to see more, hit that subscribe button. And as always, thanks for watching.